Hey, what's up, guys? Mike from the Oak Cliff Kickboxing Academy. Gonna be breaking down the action from UFC on Fuel TV 9. The first prelim was Papi Abedi versus Bessem Youssef. It was a leg kick battle early on. Youssef landed first with the punches, and that caused Abedi to take him down. And that was the story of the fight. Abedi would get takedowns, work some moderate ground and pound. Youssef's best moments, he did his work in the clinch, but it went to a split decision. I thought it should have been unanimous for Papi Abedi. The next fight was Tom Lawler versus Michael Creeper. Tom Lawler, the wrestler, was looking for takedowns. He was having a really hard time. Michael Cooper, he's a judo guy, and whenever he wanted a takedown, he got it. It looked like Lawler injured his knee at the end of the first round. In the second round, Michael Creeper, he shot in for a takedown. A little bit different this time because he was hitting the judo throws. This time he shot in like if he was a wrestler, like the way Tom Lawler is. He left his head in there, and he got guillotine choked, and he got tapped. Ryan LaFleur was all over Ben Alloway for 3 rounds. He would hit body lock takedowns, and he would duck underneath punches and take out the legs. Very impressive. If you enjoyed those aspects of MMA, you'll really like this fight. The hype is for real. Conor McGregor makes a fantastic UFC debut. He stops Marcus Brimage in the first round. His striking looked excellent. He took a few shots himself. He showed a great chin, and I'm sure they'll be showing this on the main card. In a battle of Strikeforce veterans, Adlan Amagov versus Chris Spang. It started out as a kicking contest, and Spang really wasn't able to get much going. He was stifled, and it was mostly Amagov throwing the better shots that were landing, and Spang just really trying to, but really just defensive for most of the fight. So Adlan Amagov picks up the decision. This season of The Ultimate Fighter is not over yet, but Dana White, the president of the UFC, he said that there's great fighters on here, very appreciative. He said that most of them will get a fight somewhere along the line. And so we have Ultimate Fighter veterans Tor Troeng and Adam Cella, and they're battling. And in this fight, it was Tor Troeng who was the superior fighter. He got the fight to the floor, and he got dominant position, and ended up getting the choke, and he looked very good. Bad blood between Reza Madadi and Michael Johnson led to a fantastic fight. It was Madadi who surprisingly was able to get the takedowns, and he threatened with a lot of submission attempts. At the end of the first, though, he ate a big head kick, and he was almost out. He was hurt, but he was saved by the bell. Second and third rounds, he would get the takedowns and again threatened with the submissions. Very surprising to me because Johnson's a great wrestler. And in the third round, Madadi was able to lock in the Darce choke, and he got the tap. And early fight of the night winner. The first fight on the main card, Akira Corassani versus Robbie Peralta. Corassani did everything right. He had his footwork, head movement, mixing it up with his punches and kicks. Basically everything right. Robbie Peralta in the first round, he looked like he was just a puncher. So I'll give the first round to Akira. Second round, he tried to change it up, listen to his coaches. So Robbie started throwing kicks, and he tried to take the fight to the ground. He wasn't able to though, but he did land a big shot that almost changed the fight. Looked like he was gonna end it there. Akira with the takedown though, and then he landed a big shot of his own towards the end. And the third round was all takedowns from Akira Corassani once again, so he takes the decision. Diego Brandao versus Pablo Garza. Brandao, the Ultimate Fighter winner, more known as a striker. However, he is a black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He did a smart thing in this fight. He waited, he got the takedown when it was available, and he looked very slick on the ground. He would pass to side control very nicely, get back to mount when he needed it, and then he was able to lock up the arm triangle choke, and he got the tap in the first round. Brad Pickett versus Mike Easton. Both guys knew that they had to change it up. They couldn't be too predictable. So they were really mixing their punches and their kicks, takedowns in all together. And it was a great fight, lots of action the whole time. Easton doesn't normally get taken down. He looked a little bit tired in the second round, and Pickett was taking him down at will. And it was a great scrap. Both landed good punches. It was close. Came down to a split decision, and it went to Brad Pickett. Matt Mitrione versus Phil DeFries. This fight did not last long at all. DeFries was trying to go for takedowns. No setups. He was just dropping straight down. And the meathead, Matt Mitrione, catches him with his heavy punches and puts his lights out. In the co-main event, Ryan Couture didn't give Ross Pearson any room to breathe in the first round. He kept clinching him up, putting him against the cage. Second round, though, Ross started finding his range. He started landing punches slowly and slowly, and eventually he landed a big one. And Couture just trying to hang on, but he was eating lots of shots. He went down, and referee stops it. Ross Pearson wins by TKO round 2. In the main event, Gegard Mousasi versus Ilir Latifi. Props to Latifi for stepping up, taking the fight on short notice. However, he wasn't able to do much against Mousasi. Of course, Mousasi is a veteran, been fighting for a long time in the big shows like Strikeforce, Dream, and even K1. And it showed the experience factor was very big. Mousasi, he did anything he wanted really, but his weapon of choice was the jab, and he really bloodied and bruised Latifi's face, and he cruised to a decision.